Welcome to Make a Path Presents. I'm Ronnie Hayes, and today for Walker Withdrawal Wednesday, I got a couple questions, but real quick before we dive into them, I wanted to shout out to everyone who wants a live stream. We will be doing the live stream. It's going to be Thursday, which is tomorrow. During the day, I'm going to shoot for around 2 o'clock Eastern time, and then on Friday for everyone, for the nighttime, try to get the both time zones. I'll do a live stream on Friday night around 9 o'clock, give or take, but definitely somewhere around those times. Okay, so yeah, that's it. Let's dive right into the questions, see if we can bang these out quick, and then hopefully I remember something I want to talk about, older questions and talking about things that happened in previous seasons, because during the off time I get that a lot, so I hope I remember to put that question in here. We'll get to that. First up, Christian Vivian. Ronnie, I like to watch the live shows, but I wind up watching them after the fact once they have posted YouTube. Do you think you could do some Walker Withdrawal Wednesdays? Oh, wait a minute. All right. Yes, that's the question, as well as a few others that made me talk about that intro. So, moving on. Oh, no, that I know why I put that in there. For everyone wondering, the Walker Withdrawal Wednesdays, they're not always live. If I do 3 Wednesdays in a row that are live, that doesn't mean anything. That just means, you know, for those 3 Wednesdays, that was the easiest way I could do it between my schedule. There was no other time to do anything else. So right now, I am held hostage based on my schedule. So yeah, it's all going to be different depending on what topics and what's going on schedule-wise for the next month or month and a half. All right, moving on. King Ezekiel. I wonder if the ratings will ever rise up as high as in Season 5 again. I know a lot of fans are wondering this, and, you know, I hear a lot of fans saying that it peaked, and there's a very good chance that it has. There's a very good chance that they'll never get those ratings again. But I still have hope that they're going to get to a part in the story where those ratings might be shattered. If that is the case, I do have a strong feeling like that'll be it, though. There's no beating the record they set once they set it with that. And I think the Whisper storyline, we're not going to get into it if you don't know what it is, if you're a TV-only fan, but it's a good storyline that comes after the war that we're going into. I truly believe there's some potential there to give us those record-breaking viewer ratings. I honestly believe that. If they draw in the story the way it looks like they will, with the suspense and the slow burn, I really think... I know that sounds odd, the slow burn aspect, but there's something there. If they do it right, I think they can really shatter records. Brandy Lynn. Good luck on the move. I'm guessing you have some backup places just in case. Here's what I've been pondering. Negan is going to wonder where they got all the guns from. Okay, I almost feel like he's going to pay another visit to Oceanside, but I'm not sure. I've pulled a lot of these questions that I saw multiples of. I wanted to make sure I was getting the questions that a lot of fans are talking about. And I see a lot of fans talking about Negan and Oceanside, and I wanted to make this real clear from the gate. Negan has never been to Oceanside. Negan has dealt with the women who live at Oceanside, but he's never actually been there. They are hiding from him. When they dealt with Negan, they were at a different place. And I've seen a lot of people who might have gotten confused because this is only one main episode where they bring this up, and then they kind of rush past it because of the way the episodes were structured. So it's an honest mistake, but yeah, Negan doesn't know where they're at. Negan can follow them down. Like if survivors go, if people from Oceanside come up to check in on the survivors, because keep in mind, at this time it's looking like it's going to be the whole Season 8. So we might get a part of the story where people from Oceanside come up maybe to check in on them. Maybe they have members that want to fight, but they want to go and see what the battlefield looks like, so to speak. So they go, and on their way back, some saviors follow them. So now they're at a position where, you know, they might have to fight, and that could be a part of the story. That could be one whole episode, again, dealing with the Oceanside. And I know they did say, and we will discuss in further detail about, there's not going to be any bottle episodes, any split episodes coming. That is not necessarily the case. I'm leaving the Oceanside, I'm going into the split episode 1 real quick. That is not necessarily the case, because Scott Gimple did say that, in a nutshell, he said, okay, we listened to what the fans said, and we're definitely making some changes. He said a lot more than that, but That's what it boils down to. So I do feel like there's definitely going to be some episodes that are split up, or the bottle episodes. But again, and I know I'm always negative on the bottle episodes, but that's not always a bad thing. I am not against them personally. There's some that some of my favorite episodes are split episodes, like Clear from season 3. That has been one of my all-time favorite episodes, and it only has what, Rick, Carl, Michonne, Morgan, but I don't think you need a lot of those per season. That's where it gets problematic. So I think it would benefit the show to recognize fans' frustrations with that, and when they're piecing the story and the script together, when it's absolutely necessary, sure, keep it. I don't want them to pull back too far and hurt the story because they're afraid to do bottle episodes. That's something I don't want them to do. So when it's definitely necessary and when it helps the story, like when and if we get Negan backstory episodes, those definitely should be bottle episodes unless they're going to do flashbacks. If they do flashbacks, they can take his backstory and they could splice it in between, you know, in season 9, let's say Negan is in a certain location for a period of time. They can splice his backstory in with those moments. Maybe make 1 or 2 episodes about Negan and his situation, and then flash back to the beginning. All right. So, Stephen M. Hey Ronnie, have you heard about all this shit going on with Josh McDermott, Eugene? Apparently he's been shutting down his social networks. I talked about this on one of the live streams, but recently the actress playing Tara, Alana Masterson, I knew her name, but for a second there I was like, oh my god, I'm having a brain fart. What's her name? So she recently in the news, it's been said that she also has taken down her social media, and I think they're hinting that she's following Josh McDermott's lead about the fans. Now, there's 2 things I want to say here. One is supporting them, and one is it's getting to the point where I'm frustrated now. One, man, you know, I just can't believe fans are sending death threats. If fans are mean, so what? I mean, you're never going to get around that. That's life. On the internet, you got idiots, you got assholes. You're never going to get around that. That is just life. Now, I'm not saying like, oh, you're a big baby for this, that, and the third. No, not at all. But I'm just saying like that's something where we expect it, and I'm not saying that we should just deal with it. There's certain things you can do, but when you have big accounts, you obviously can't block everybody. But when it gets to the point where it's so bad that these people, these actors feel they need to just shut down their social media, I think that, and again, we don't know exactly. We don't know if it was just a few and it hit them hard. We don't know if it was flooded. We don't know how bad they were, how graphic, how specific. Like if somebody, we don't know if somebody messaged them and said, oh, I'm going to find you at the next convention and this, that, and the third. We don't know the details and the specifics, so it's very hard to say. So I don't want to put my foot in my mouth and act like it's not as bad as it was and then find out it's some terrible shit later on, you know? I don't want to be that guy. But I will say, now that Alana Masterson has taken down her social media, and if it is connected with bullying online, and I know some people are starting to theorize that this is a slick, you know, anti-bullying campaign. If that's the case, I think that's cool to bring awareness. It might be going a little overboard. Can you get your stuff back? Is there a way to delete it and then be like, oh no, it was just a campaign, bring it back? But where I get frustrated is, again, we don't know how bad it is, so I don't want to make it seem like they're big crybabies deleting our shit. We don't know how bad, we don't know how serious or specific. I kind of feel like, in a way, if they keep doing this, it's kind of shitting on the good fans. You know, I follow Josh McDermott. I follow Alana Masterson. I have not said a word to them that was bad or negative. Even when I watch Swear, if that's an episode I don't like, I did not go on Instagram and go, oh, you know, I did not like this episode. You choke on a rock. You know what I mean? I did not say these things. If there's something good that comes up, like the finale or whatever, certain performance or a funny scene, that's when I go and yada, yada, yada. And I'm well aware that there's some people that are just mean and they go for shock value. And that's one way to get a celebrity to notice them. And I think this is one thing celebrities need to pay attention to. Some of these things are said by idiot kids who are shocking you into a response so they can get this feeling that you responded to them. I couldn't tell you how many times, and yes, this is a true story. I'm sure other YouTubers have gone through this, where somebody said, Ronnie, I hope you die. You are a piece of crap, blah, 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 blah. And then when I respond, like, that is just silly, you know, I hope you have a better day. I don't know if you're negative by nature. Maybe you need to seek help, you know, but I wish you the best. And I can't tell you how many times they have responded, I was just kidding, I just wanted a response. I mean, and we don't know if that was maybe they're just weak and pathetic and that's the only thing they could think of, or we don't know. But I'm saying, you see it in comment sections. It's definitely the case where people lash out to get a response. So again, on one aspect, I'm frustrated with the fan base, the small, loud minority that are negative assholes. On the same strength, I'm kind of frustrated with the actors because a little bit, only a little bit. I don't want to seem like an asshole because I feel like it's shitting on the good fans. Look at the message you're sending all over the news, the entertainment news. Walking Dead fans are such pieces of shit. Actors need to delete their social media. That is how the Walking Dead fan base is going to be seen. And that's why I'm saying I don't want to be an asshole, but I want to send this message because, well, first off, I got to be honest, but it is frustrating because that is definitely the message you are sending. So in a way, these pieces of shit bullies, they win. They win. They got you. They shocked you. They awed you. They made you upset. They made you disappointed. And now, you know, to put icing on the cake or have your cake and eat it too, they got you to shut down your shit. And now the entire fan base looks like degenerate assholes. You know what I mean? It's frustrating all around. In a perfect world, we could kick the assholes to the curb and everyone could just go to, you know, decent, not even decent conversations, because you should be able to say, you know, I didn't like this, I didn't like that. Me personally, I don't like going out of my way to tell somebody face to face or on the internet, like, you suck. I would rather find somebody and be like, bro, that shit was the bomb. Like, I would rather look for somebody like Kurt Russell, Bone Tomahawk, that shit was like, I love you. You know, I want to go drink whiskey with you, or shoot 6 shooters or something, like go to a shooting range. I would rather find people like that and interact like that instead of going, hey Michonne, I don't like your dreads, you predator bitch. You know, it's ridiculous. Anyway, again, I don't want to seem like an ass, but it's a frustrating situation. I'll move on with it. I wish the best for Josh and Alana, and, you know, I just want them to know, definitely, if you guys want to go show them some love some other way. I feel stupid saying that now because they deleted their shit, but if you want to find a different way, maybe we can make some kind of t-shirts and show them some love and tell them to come back. Forget about the fool saying dumb shit. Anyway, let's move on. Thomas Petrizo. I think if they kill off too many main characters, the show is going to tank. Okay, this is one of the main comments I wanted to get to. I'm seeing this a lot. A lot of people are talking about killing main characters and the show tanking. Now, we could probably talk a whole 10 minutes on this alone, but I'm not gonna. Simply put, we will go into a little bit of detail, but simply put, they can't, they won't. First off, they can't because it just doesn't fit the story. They don't have the type of story that's set up to have all these main characters run into a situation where they're gunned down. This isn't some war, and if it gets to that, and I'm talking about like, you know, D-Day style war where you're facing certain death coming off those things, running up to the beach and being gunned down. They do have wars, they do have shit going on like that in the world of The Walking Dead, but these are people who are learning how to survive, and they're learning how to kill and live in that world very well. So it's not likely that they're going to get bit unless it's a freak accident, a terrible accident. If they're overpowered, caught in a stupid situation, they're still going to get hurt in these situations, but it's not going to be often. Not only that, besides they can't because it doesn't fit the story, they won't and they don't have to, simply because, and I'm reverting back to them being capable survivors. They are definitely capable survivors. They can definitely handle it. And I think the show benefits, and I know a lot of fans want death. They want main characters because that's where you get the most emotional reaction. You get people flipping out, and then you get the internet going nuts, the internet sharing this, sharing that. News, entertainment news loves it because they can go, oh, look who died. It's going to change the face of the world of The Walking Dead, da, 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 and all that other BS. But it simply breaks down to you don't need to kill all these characters, and it's better if you have a lot of the main characters lasting throughout. We've had a lot of character deaths in The Walking Dead, and I'm shocked that there's a lot of fans out there who just want more and more and more. And I get a little frustrated with it because I'm like, man, if you keep taking and taking and taking, and you don't give them time to build up new characters, who are we going to be interested in Season 8, Season 9, and Season 10? And they're definitely going to a Season 10. Right now, Season 10 is 100%. It's not officially done, but if you look at like Reynolds and stuff, if you just look at the business side of it and you see what they have in place, Season 10 is a definite. There's no way Season 10 isn't going to happen. We would have to go to like World War III and have some crazy shit pop off for Season 10 not to happen. All right, so I don't think that's ever something we need to worry about. But I do think over time, if we're not falling in love with the new characters, I do think that might create a big problem with the fan base. Because if you're not becoming attached to these newer characters like you became attached to Michonne, to Maggie, to Glenn, to, well, I kind of went back, but you get what I'm saying. Glenn was second episode, Maggie was second season, Michonne was third season. If you don't get attached to these new characters like Heath and who else is Ezekiel, and who else is new? Jesus, these newer characters, you just won't be as connected to the show, I feel, later on with the main characters dead and gone. One thing I put in here, Robin Smith. If Ronnie is smart, he will steer clear away from the Rashone chemistry issue. Laugh out loud, far clear of it. And then Isabella asked, what are you talking about? And Robin is absolutely right. Every time we talk about Rick and Michonne, it doesn't matter in what way, shape, or form. The comments shock me every single time, and I should just learn to not talk about it. But in the one video recently, we talked about the possibility of Michonne's death in a future season. Even if it was going to happen and it was similar to a comic part in the comic, it's not even until like season 9, season 10. So there's nothing to worry about in season 8, I feel. But you wouldn't believe, like immediately just discussing, for an example, just discussing the possibility of Michonne dying, you're a racist. I just want to let you guys know, in case you didn't know. But yeah, that's becoming problematic. But so is everything. When it comes, and this is one big reason why I get frustrated with the shippers. The shippers out there, the people who love the relationships, if you're cool, if you got it on lockdown, I'm not mad at you. But the other group of shippers, they're the ones I guarantee are sending death threats. And again, too, if you are a fan of relationships and you're all right in the head, I'm not talking about you. It's the other group, and we're talking about the group where when I talked about Beth, once she died, she's dead and gone. You do not petition to bring her back. Bringing her back is silly. She's gone. You know, just respect the character, pay the character tribute, follow the actress, support her career. You know, I made that whole big video about supporting the actress. It's selfish. If you love the actress, support her. If you want to cling on to Beth, it's selfish. I made that kind of argument, you know. I got death threats for weeks over saying, okay guys, the character's dead. And I know there's Beth fans who were fine. They were commenting and they were like, yeah, I feel what you're saying. Here's where I stand, da da da. And they're cool as hell. It's that other group, that other, you know, loud minority that says, oh, Ronnie, you think Beth is dead? Well, you should be dead. I'd rather shoot you in the head. It's crazy. Sam Harrison. I don't think they need Carol to leave. She literally just got back. I'll stop reading there because I only put this in here because I've seen a lot of comments. We did that Carol leaving video, and I think so many people got hung up on the word leaving that I didn't clarify this, so it's definitely my fault. If you're not a comic book fan, yes, the theory would be Carol would leave. but it happens during the off season, so we wouldn't even see it. The story of Carol leaving would take place during a time skip, so when we return, even though her story would be to leave and get her own space and get her head on right and heal after the war, she would still be in the show. She wouldn't be gone. Her experience would be during the break, what she did on that break. She went and did the fishing stuff, or did a community there. Oceanside is established, and that's what Sam talks about, and others. And yes, they only did it for Michonne to make the Telltale game, but you can easily, and it almost fits it fits nicely too. You can have Carol step away in the off season, off screen, do the fishing shit, link up with other communities, and then she could come back when we come back, so she never leaves for us. I just wanted to make that clear because it does fit. It really, really does. We might make that argument later on, but let's move down to Jordan. In season 4, when the illness was spreading, he talks about Daryl going far away and finding walkers with the virus, and why don't we deal with the virus anymore? This is something that I also find problematic, and I do want to tell you guys, the reason I put this in here is because we have a ton of older questions from the previous seasons that a lot of fans want to discuss. I'm trying to find a way, maybe the perfect place. If you guys have any idea what would be the perfect platform, I'm going to launch the map website in the end of June, maybe beginning of July. So maybe we'll do it there, but I want to create an area where fans could put the questions. Maybe instead of losing them in Q&As, we can pull questions from one site. And I don't want to bounce it around. And Twitter's not going to work. Twitter is not the answer. Definitely not. All it takes is a bunch of people to not do the you know, hashtag right, and it's done. I want to make one little forum where we can go. So if you guys know something that's better off the official website, let me know. If not, we will wait till the website. But I do want to discuss stuff like that. Yeah, I think it's a little problematic, and I'm going to have to go back and watch the other seasons just to keep an eye out on that, and because I never really processed that. Is this going to be something that's recurring? Because when I watched it and when I rewatched it, I assumed that they would bring this up in some way, shape, or form down the line. Now, maybe they didn't, but you're saying he found walkers that were far away, that were diseased too. So was it just this area, or was it, you know, other states away? Can it happen again? Can it happen in this season, the next season? So you guys let me know what you think down below. And also in season 4, you wondered if the guy who Tyrese saved, who was bitten and told him to go to Terminus, was the termite so invested. Wait, was he a termite so invested on what they did to murder a baby and a child, or was he trying to get there thinking it was safe? That guy was somebody who left from the prison. If we're talking about the same person, if I have this correct, that guy was one of the people from the prison escaping too, and he was on his way to Terminus. Or maybe you're talking about, oh man, was it where Beth found the shoe? No, you're talking about Tyrese. It might be just survivors going to Terminus. I personally don't think those people were from Terminus. But we're going to close it out there. Wait, nobody cares. Oh, yeah. We're going to close it out there. I just wanted to insert those two to let you guys know that I wanted to find a forum where we could talk about the older stuff too. So those are a couple questions that were the most... it seemed like the most popular dialogue that I saw a lot of people joining. If I missed any important ones, let me know down in the comment box down below. Let me know about your thoughts and opinions about what we discussed. And don't forget, bring over some important stuff for tomorrow during the day, 2 p.m. Eastern Time, and then Friday at nighttime around 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, right? All right, thoughts and opinions in the comment box. I'm done talking. It's your turn. And a huge shout out, huge shout out to everyone helping through everything. YouTube, Patreon, Super Chat, all that. We're going to start doing the reward stuff coming up in a little bit. I'll give an announcement for that because I want to pull your suggestions and create good rewards and not just slap something together. So, again, huge shout out for that because I know that I'm going to be doing credits soon in the back of the video. I'll figure out what videos we'll do and when we'll start it. So, again, comments in the comment box. And thank you very much for watching.
Subscribe now.